Hello guys, it's Hard of back with another video today. I did one yesterday, a movie review, but for some reason, it didn't really. I recorded one, but it didn't. I guess it didn't take it because of we're out of space on the phone. So, but I'm gonna do it again. We want to talk about today. It is a horror movie. Yes, it is a horror movie. It's about vampires, man. From Dusk Till Dawn is a horror, and Fright Night. So was this movie. It was released in 1998, same year as other good horror movies that year. August 21st, 1998, to be exact. Uh, it had a 45% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think should have been higher because this movie wasn't that bad. It was actually really good. Um, it spawned two sequels. Um, it's rated R, so it's not for kids. It is very gory, and that is Blade. Directed by Stephen Norrington, starring Wesley Snipes and Stephen Dorff. Um, So it basically tells the story of Blade, this guy right here, who is a half hybrid, half vampire. He's basically immortal. Uh, he can walk in sun. He can walk in daylight and not die like other vampires can. Um, his mom was he was born half human, half vampire. His mom was killed by a vampire 30 years before. So he became what he is today, the Blade, the vampire hunter. Um, he helps this lady right here. He helps her like cure herself because she gets bitten, but she doesn't die. She manages to make it through the whole movie. Basically, the plot of this movie: there's this vampire villain named Deacon Frost, played by Stephen Dorff. He wants to he wants to declare war on the human race. Um, he wants to unleash his vampire god, and he basically said that if he comes across anyone, they'll be instantly turned into a vampire. He wants to wipe out the human race, and Blade is the only person that can stop him. So you know, Blade trains. He also has a mentor, Whistler, which is who's been doing this since before he was born. Um, they both help the lady survive. They also make the serum to take down vampires. They fight vampires. Later on in the movie, like towards the end, they supposedly Whistler killed himself, but he comes back in the sequel. I guess they liked his character. They retconned it. Um, so so yeah. He so yeah when that so things happen and all that. So yeah, he meets Deacon Frost like two times already. First time he offered him a truce in the sunlight. It was like in China, and then the second time he meets him at the ending. Um, Once he meets Deacon Frost at the end and the other vampires, it turns out that his mom was never dead or killed. She just became a vampire. She was turned by Deacon Frost. He turned her when she was pregnant with him. That's how he became the way he is. So it turns out that she was working with him the whole time. Um, So they put Blade in this freaking thing that it's kind of like an Iron Maiden, but not really. They put him in this thing that drains his blood. It's almost like an Iron Maiden. Uh, and the last remaining vampires, the bad ones, they're in that room, they're in that little tomb, and they want to unleash the vampire god, the apocalypse. But the Blade kills his mom to release her. The lady rescues Blade, but to get blood, he bites her, and then that's when he starts fighting Deacon Frost. This movie also has Donald Logue in it from Ghost Rider, the one playing Nicolas Cage's friend, and he's a bad vampire. This also has Tracy Lords in it, who's a porn star. She's a redhead vampire at the beginning who takes that guy to that club. Like I said, it has Stephen Dorff in it. It even has the guy, I don't know his name again, but it has the guy from Scream 1, the one who played Drew Barrymore's boyfriend, the one who got killed in the chair. He got eviscerated. They had to cut his destiny was cut down in Scream. But yeah, he's also a familiar in here, but he's a bad guy too. Um, there's like two other familiar faces. Oh, the one who plays Blade's mom in here came out in Alien vs Predator, the first movie. She's the one that survived. Sanaa Lathan or whatever fucking name it. I don't know, but yeah. So she's in here too. Um, so yeah. Blade he kills Donald Logue. Whenever he kills vampires, they turn to ash or something like that, and it's pretty cool. But there's cool things in here that he does, like Donald Logue has Blade glasses, and Blade pulls his string out and he goes whoosh like that on Donald Logue. Donald Logue like he disintegrates into a skeleton, and then the glasses fly, and he grabs the glasses and puts them on. Like that's freaking badass. Um, Yeah, so so yeah, all the other people are getting killed. The lady helps kill the people. The lady helps kill the vampires, but Blade and Deacon they fight. Yeah, they fight. So so he won't unleash the war on the human race. So yeah, he manages to defeat Deacon Frost. Like his serum actually works on vampires. So so he basically uses his six of his serums on Deacon Frost. But he was a badass though, because like they kicked his sword into the air and the handle landed in the wall. And he's all like, serum? Deacon Frost is all like, serum? Can't help you now, bud. And then the sword goes like that, and it cuts off a piece of the thing, and he catches the serum, and he kicks it inside Deacon Frost. And then Blade goes like, some motherfuckers are all trying to ice skate uphill. And then he does a flip, he kicks into Deacon Frost's head, and Deacon Frost, he becomes bloated, and blows the fuck up. And that's the end of the bad guy. So, and at the end of the movie, they make it out of the tomb, and Blade's like, "Oh, you keep your serum. I got a war to finish and all that." And then sometime later, it's like snowy. There's this lady and this guy. The guy's gonna bite her, but he doesn't. And then Blade, like he says something to him, and then he starts swinging his sword, and it cuts to black, and it ends like that. So yeah, that was my. So that's basically the plot of Blade. Next, this movie's rated R. It's not for kids. It's 120 minutes, 2 hours. It's basically usually long for a superhero movie. Strong, pervasive vampire violence and gore, language, and brief sexuality. I don't remember no sexual content in here, but it's whatever. Like I said, this was based on a comic book too, the Marvel Comics character. My parents saw this in theaters. I have it when we got Blade Trinity on DVD when it came out in 2004. Well, in theaters in 2004, but it was released on video in 2005. But yeah, they came with a comic book. It was my mom. My mom had these movies on DVD because she likes vampire movies. But yeah, I don't know. I think I still have the comic here somewhere. But I have like 200 comics of Blade. But not many people acknowledge this movie. Not many people acknowledge this movie. Like you know, this movie kind of falls under the radar as a forgotten Marvel movie, comic book movie. Because yeah, you had The Crow in '94. You had Spawn in '97, but a lot of people hate that movie. You had Darkman in 1990. You had Batman Returns in 1992. You had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3 in the '90s, and you had that god awful Batman and Robin. But but uh, but this movie, it gave birth to the superhero genre we know and love. From X-Men to Spider-Man to Fantastic Four, all the way to MCU can be traced back to this movie. People need to acknowledge this movie more because this movie changed the genre forever. Well, not genre, but it basically gave birth to the superhero genre, the emergence of superhero films. Um, this is a dark movie. It is, like I said, it's gory. People consider this action, but so this movie has a cult following, I guess But like I said, it is a horror movie too. It's a gory vampire movie, okay, and they have it in a horror section. It is a gory vampire movie. What's it called? People need to acknowledge this movie more. They need to talk more about this movie than they do with the other movies. Like I said, they made 2 sequels. I'll talk about those sometime later. But yeah, this movie is awesome. Blade. Um, because in the '90s, we had Darkman, which was a success. We had Turtles 1 and 2, which were successes. We had Batman Forever and Batman Returns, which were successful. We also had The Crow, which was also successful. But then we also had crappy comic book movies too. We had Turtles 3, we had Steel, we had Barbed Wire, we had fucking those god awful fucking Captain America movies. We had even in the '80s we had like Supergirl, which was awful. We had Superman 3 and 4, which was awful. But yeah, people need to acknowledge this movie more. Like I said, it's an action horror, okay? Because it's vampires and they're killing people and they're eating you and ripping you apart. But this is a comic book horror movie, like Hellboy and Ghost Rider and Swamp Thing and Darkman. But yeah, this movie's really good. But they're gonna remake it, and I don't know if I have high hopes for that remake because this movie is awesome. Yeah, that was my review on Blade. What do you guys think of this movie? Let me know in the comments below. If you're gonna go out, cover up. If you are gonna touch things, because yeah, we'll go out and be touching things all over. Wash your hands. Keep social distance. If you are gonna take the bus, fine. But when you're crossing the street, please be careful on any part of the street, because you can get run over in an accident. I know this pandemic is fucked up, but it's whatever. We have to just embrace it. Oh, next time, guys, I'm logging off. That was my review Blade.